and welcome to Arteagan Daily Bread, your spiritual board meeting. I am your Madam President of the Arteagan, Natalee, spelled Natalee. Feel free to stay for all of the psychic, tarot, and astrology reports. Feel free to skip ahead as you are guided. I hereby officially call this meeting to order. So, my loves, let's go right into the President's report. So, there's so much happening this week that I really just want to say none of this really matters. None of this physical, material, third-dimensional, dense stuff really matters. The only thing that truly matters is your internal emotions and thoughts and feelings and spirit and your own personal energy, your own energy field, your own vibrational frequency. High vibrational means that you're vibrating, your little molecules and everything's vibrating at like a faster, or cycling through a faster frequency. So you're zzz, okay? And a low vibration means that it's cycling very slowly, and the slower the energy cycles, the more dense it becomes. So when you're feeling heavy and depressed or any low vibrational thoughts or emotions, you'll feel heavier, you'll feel dense, you'll feel sluggish. And when you have a lighter spirit and you're feeling light and you're happy and you're positive and optimistic, that's more high vibrational. So all you need to worry about is that. That's all I want you to set it every day for yourself. Every morning, do something that aligns yourself with, it came up in Capricorn, the hummingbird, going back to the nectar. Go back to the nectar of your spiritual resourcefulness. Every morning, play your favorite music, read a passage from your favorite book, watch a clip of your favorite YouTube video, whatever it is for you that puts that vibration up, whatever aligns you to that high vibration. There's a hummingbird feeder right out here, and I just love it. I hear these hummingbirds all day, every day, and so just put up nice images, visual vibrations, all of that, whatever it is, have that in the forefront of your mind, is whatever that brings you into your own spirituality, your own spiritual confidence and resourcefulness, because this is a week that is going to be wholly outside of your control. And there's more than one reason why. So that's my President's report. Into the astrology report. Okay, so this is going to be a long spiritual board meeting, everyone, so get your Scooby snacks because Natalee has brought the tea. Let's jump right in on Monday, August 10th, 2020. There's a lot going on. I'll start with Mercury squaring Uranus at 10 degrees, Leo and Taurus, and this is very fixed energy, the fixity of, these are just stubborn energies with Leo and Taurus. Really, it could be very difficult communicating with others. You yourself can suffer a Freudian slip where you actually... Do you hear that? That's someone's confirmation. You're going to have a Freudian slip. Be careful, because you could say something that reveals something about yourself or something that you like, or, something about something that just a Mercury squaring Uranus, it just leaves before you can even stop yourself. This will be a day where you have a lot of running around to do, taking care of like tasks, like a lot of information. Maybe you have to go and fill out a lot of forms, or you have to go get your, some sort of documentation, identifying information and like filling out things. It could also be a very busy day locally for you, where you're like physically running around to different locations. But it could definitely be your near environment experiencing some kind of like shock. There could be something unexpected in your day, and especially communication. So I am getting, a little bit deeper, a little bit worldlier, Leo is the sign of celebrity and fame and like famous people. So we could all learn about something of a celebrity that is very shocking and very, and with Taurus, it could have something to do with their finances. We could learn that, it's reported that so and so, I don't know, I'm not even going to speculate, but it could be something that comes up that way as well. And like I said, just watch your part of just clean, guys, always and everything. You just clean your side of the street. You don't worry about anyone else's words or actions or inactions or whatever. You have no control over any of that. You just control yourself. You just maintain your own vibration. You control your own energy. So try to control your own, what you're verbally putting out there, because expect the unexpected, especially in regards to communication and information that you're getting. And remember, don't get sucked into South Node and Sagittarius. Don't make judgments. Don't try to prove you're right. Don't get political. Don't get, really, really fired up about something, because you could be proven wrong later. And it's just try not to be verbally aggressive, because you could set that intention and then someone triggers you and then you just kind of go for it. You just go for the jugular, So there's that. On the same day, we have this Yod formation. And just full disclosure, not all astrologers recognize Yods. I do. Some other astrologers you may see or watch will say that it's bogus, that it's just like a midpoint structure. It doesn't mean anything. And that's true for a lot of different things. Not everyone gives any significance to the number 8 or 88 or Lionsgate or the star Sirius, or, it's just one of those things in the astrological community. So you guys have heard me say this before. I recommend you test it out. Test it out and see if it works. I like to use 10-degree orbs a lot, and like no one really does that. But I test it and it works. It works for me. So you could like come to me and I tell you something and it still works, and you can go to a different astrologer who uses like a 1-degree orb and it still works for them and it's still true. So two things can be true at once. Oh, that was a very North Node and Gemini thing for me to say. But back to Monday, on the 10th, there's a Yod formation, and what's really interesting is that there are only 5 Yod formations in the year of 2020, and 3 of them are this week. I know. Let's get into it. So the Yod formation is with 2 sources of energies, planets, sextiling each other, and that creates a nice energy. That creates some ease, some flow. However, those 2 planets are quincunxing a focal planet, which is a very odd connection. It's a very odd relationship. The odd is Yod. So the odd is Yod. I meant to say the Yod is odd. That was funny. So on Tuesday, this Yod is forming with Jupiter in 19 degrees Capricorn retrograde, sextiling Neptune in 20 degrees Pisces retrograde. So Jupiter and Neptune are flowing, they're chilling, and this is very either spiritually expansive or very creative, where you're fantasizing. You're like, there's a lot of energy like that expanding, right? But with both of those planets retrograde, I feel like it's going to be on the inside. It's going to be very, very internally felt. Both of those planets are quincunxing the focal planet, the Sun in Leo, at 19 degrees Leo. And that kind of goes into next day, Tuesday, on the 11th. So the focal planet is where the expression should be expressed. And just a little bit about Yods, since we're here. The sextile creates that nice energy. The quincunxes actually heighten that energy, and they add that intensity. So it adds tension. And the tension builds and builds and builds, and it needs to be released. It's like, it needs to be released through the focal planet, right? So I know, I'm trying to think like how to help you with this. So the two sextiling planets will give you the skills. That's the how. That's the how, okay? The challenges to overcome are shown through those quincunxes. And then the mission itself, the whole point of it is literally, oh, that's funny. She's showing me like a witch's hat. And like the yod, it's a long triangle. So I kind of want to call it a witch's hat now. The mission is that focal planet and in this case on Monday it's the sun in Leo. So this has to do with either your career, your profession, your social status in the world. Leo cares about having nice things. Leo cares about looking expensive or looking, luxurious and like lots of everything, more is more, and look at my mane and all that kind of stuff. But especially with this Mercury squaring Uranus on Monday, and especially with these two very spiritual acting planets with Jupiter and Neptune quincunxing that sun, the challenge is going to be exactly that, spirituality or materialism. It's going to be the ego and the pride versus what's best for humanity. Is it really best for humanity to care about and we might even see that through a celebrity. We might even see that playing out through a celebrity where maybe there's like a big fall from grace and we hear like, oh my God, that celebrity lost all this money. And, it's everyone kind of looking at, I'll just say this. I've had Leos in my family and I've watched them grow and I've just seen the absolute best. And when that Leonine energy is working at its best, it's actually really soft. It is so soft and so generous. It really does lead with the heart. And it's not soft in a watery way, in an emotional way. It's soft like a big fluffy dog that thinks he's a little dog and he jumps in your lap and he's just like nuzzling your entire body. It's so affectionate. It's so sweet. It's so pure. It really is like heart leading the way. And that's where I want you to focus. That's what I want you to focus on. Because when I've observed the dark side of Leo, when I've observed my family members, like shouting and pushing their pride, pushing their ego, pushing their dominance, and trying to hold you like with the neck to the wall on something. And it's really, really sad. It's really, really sad because I know that they are dishonoring their own hearts. They're dishonoring their own energies. They're dishonoring themselves. They're not really living that highest expression of Leo energy. So if you're seeing that in people around you, if they're taking that quincunx, that challenging energy, and they're failing and they're not being, Neptune is empathy. Neptune is, you're in pain and I feel the pain as if I'm feeling it too. And I'm never going to treat you like they're treating you. Because I would never put you through that pain. It's so, Neptune is boundaryless. And so there's no boundary between your feelings and my feelings. And so we're one. So if you're in pain, I'm in pain. So I would never try to put anyone else through pain because that's hurting myself, and I recognize that and I know that. And Jupiter is like trying to put that into your philosophy. And both of those planets are quincunxing the sun in Leo, which doesn't care. Like the sun in Leo is like, it's about me. That's total Leo versus Aquarius. My self-expression, me versus humanity, versus the collective. So you might be doing your work, cleaning your side of the street, and I'm putting you on the lookout for other people that could be... There's a lot of self-destructive energy this week. That's why my president's report was all about, like, just focus on you. Try to just focus on yourself, okay? Because with the yods, I'm going into Yod talk because there's 3 this week, 3 out of 5 in the whole year of 2020. So the Yod is about a karmic readjustment. So we are all being challenged here with this Yod energy to adjust something. Now, we're lucky. I mean, I don't know your chart, but this is a transit. So this is going to happen and then it's going to pass. So if you're born with a Yod, you're here to pay on some karmic debt. It's like you're going to encounter the same problems, the same challenges, the same frustrations, the same quincunxing, odd Yod energy, because you're meant to overcome it. You're meant to embody the highest expression of the sextiling energy, which Jupiter and Neptune is empathy and philosophy and like brotherhood, which is what we need right now. Okay? It's a karmic readjustment in order for peace. Ultimately, it's in order to work. Okay, so in order to get a Yod, and you guys know me, I always like to, even the worst of the worst, I try to show you how to use it to your very best and use it as, that's in my Capricorn, trying to use everything to like your benefit, right? In order for a Yod to work positively and for you to benefit from it, you need to meet a certain, I know I'm going to trigger people when I say this, a certain evolutionary standard must be met. Otherwise, Yods will play out as so frustrating, so challenging, so annoying, and like you won't feel like you can get out of it. You won't feel like you're making any progress. You won't feel like you're getting anywhere. It'll be really frustrating because you have not met that evolutionary standard yet. And you will set in motion, you're gonna be frustrated, so you're gonna make more problems for yourself, and it's gonna like be the same challenges over and over again. It's not funny. Misunderstandings and aggressive responses, and like that focal planet will be the negative manifestation of that Yod energy. So anyone being the low vibration Leo, you can see that they're not working with those quincunxes. They're not integrating. They're not integrated. And so if that's what I've done, is I've just put up boundaries and I just distance myself from that energy. I don't go toe to toe. I don't fight anymore. I don't, there's no conflict in my life anymore. And that's how I keep it. That's what I like. I maintain my own energy and I bring, thank goodness I have you guys, because it's like, you guys, you know, it's like, so if you see that in people around you on Monday, just do your best to control your own words and use boundaries and let them sort that out, because it's not about you. It's not. If someone's fighting with you on Monday, if someone's lashing out at you on Monday, it's not about you. They're working out some internal, you're a karmic projection to them. They've attracted you into their experience to learn something, and they're fighting against it. They're fighting against you. They're fighting against what you're showing them. There's a philosophical thing there that they're very uncomfortable with, that they just feel like you threaten their philosophy. I don't know, but it's going to be, you'll see it. You'll see either egos flaring or you'll see generosity. It's just going to be one or the other. You're going to see the prideful Leonine energy, or you're going to see that like that big fluffy puppy that just wants love, that just wants to like bathe in the love. And so like Leos are so affectionate. I mean, it's like night and day. It's night and day, the difference of high vibrational Leo, low vibrational Leo. Capricorn, it's like I could be sitting there totally happy as a clam and people think that I'm, I don't know, angry, or, you know, and I'm like, I'm just a serious thinker, you know. So it's a little bit like harder to detect with Capricorn, but I feel like Leo is so obvious. It's like they're either up or they're like low. So that's Monday. That leads into Tuesday, which is our quarter moon in Taurus. So we're on the waning energy. The moon is decreasing in light, and there's an adjustment to be made, and it really coincides with the Yod energy. So Taurus is stubborn, Taurus is fixed, Taurus is about, it's not just about material possessions, it's about security, it's about standing on ground that I'm comfortable on, that I know very well, I know what I like. I like what I like. I like what's familiar. I like, so there's an adjustment to be made. And look back to last Monday on the full moon in Aquarius. We're still in this lunation that's very, very long feeling. But we're going to get through it. We're going to get through it. Every single day this week is going to be big. So I'm telling you, every single day in the morning, be the hummingbird that goes to the nectar of your own spiritual resourcefulness. Okay, whether that's movies, music, reading, posters, meditation, whatever it is for you, go there every single morning to at least try to give yourself a chance to live your own highest expression of yourself. Okay, Wednesday, August 12th, 2020. The moon is going to be in Taurus until about 12. Oh, I'm sorry. That's a.m. Okay, so 12:54 a.m. The moon will be void of course till 6:45 in the morning, and then the moon ingresses Gemini. So the energy does lighten up a little bit. Also, all of these like different aspects, they're going to be maybe not hitting your personal planets and your own astrology and your own natal chart. You want to look to see your relationships in your natal chart, because that's how they will manifest. So let's, for instance, on Monday, Mercury squaring Uranus. If you're born with natal Mercury trining Uranus, that's how this is going to work for you. So there's going to be great communication. There's going to be something coming out of nowhere, and all of a sudden you're like, you're filling stuff out, you're talking, you're moving, you're shaking. Maybe you're sending out your headshots, maybe you're sending out your manifesto, maybe someone calls you and says, hey, I want you to come design this building for me. It could be something really positive that just falls in your lap because you're born with that natally. So that's how it's going to work for you. Okay, so Wednesday the moon ingresses Gemini, and so it's a much lighter kind of atmosphere. Unless you have a weird thing in your chart and the moon in Gemini isn't so great for you, but let's keep talking. On Thursday, we have, I feel you, Mars squaring Pluto. Now, I really want to do a separate video on this. I really, really, really do. Because it's so big. It's just, and listen, when did I say that? I said that weeks ago, that whoever is going to be Mars in Aries, whoever's going to try and go fight over the next 6 months till January, the first week of January 2021 is going to lose. Okay? It's just not going to work. And I'm telling you that as a natal Mars and Aries woman, okay? I'm telling you, it's not going to work. And actually, just as like a little thing, I'm doing okay so far with this being in the shadow of Mars retrograde, and I think that's just because I've released control. I control myself. That's all I care about. I just maintain my own high vibration, and everything else I just trust. I have that, but you guys know it's just, so, I'm okay with waiting for what? I was so impatient. I was so impulsive, and it's like, so, but anyway, other people are gonna go psycho, okay? And this could even be like on the world stage nuclear, because Pluto is nuclear. So there could be major explosions, major attacks. That's a grab for power. It's power struggles. But remember what I told you guys with Sun opposing Pluto that week, that there is no power struggle except the power struggle within yourself, okay? So this is going to be about responding instead of reacting. This is going to be about compromising and waiting. It's going to be about not trying to control other people and other situations, and avoid things like jealousy and resentments and ruthlessness and underhandedness. It's like you're also going to feel like what's really worth fighting for, what's really important to you, what's worth fighting for, and what's worth surrendering to. It's going to be about that. So take a look at that, and also keep an eye on Saturn. I would never take my eye off Saturn, especially right now. I'm Saturn ruled, of course, so I don't get a choice, but Saturn sets the agenda. And so what's going on right now with Pluto and Saturn and Jupiter and Capricorn, every single one of us has an area of our life where we are channeling these conflicting energies of expanding our power, Jupiter, consolidating our power, Saturn, and intensifying our power, Pluto. Every single one of us is dealing with that in Capricorn in some area of our life. And so with the retrograde, with retrograde Jupiter and, you know, going inward, I'm telling you, the secret to getting through not just this week, but life, just control yourself. Just control your own energy field and surrender everything else. Because ultimately, you just do the best you can with what you have, and things might work and things might not work. I've surrendered letting go of people that don't want to be my friend or don't want to talk to me. I love you guys. I love that you guys are my friends. So I talk to you guys. When you guys give me good vibes, I give the good vibes back. And it's like I'm already channeling your guys' energy. So it's like we're already connected. So I guess there's that. But it's like anyone else, it's like, well, okay. You know, like, what can I really do about it? What am I going to do? Stew about it and like try to force them to, like, no. And I know I'm talking about friendship, but it's also, you guys, be careful, because some of you could be really obsessing about relationships, obsessing about the power and control you have in a relationship. And there could be challenges there. Work relationships, family relationships, friendships, parental relationships. There could be obsessiveness and jealousy. And listen, this is a huge trigger. And this is going to be a while with this energy. So find a way to adjust yourself in this energy, because this is not just going to trigger your lifetime in this incarnation, the traumas and triggers from your upbringing or whatever happened. You got mother's breast milk or you were a Similac baby, whatever. It's going to trigger further back. It's going to trigger other lifetimes worth of trauma and things, especially like with the Yads. So if you're born with the Yads, you've got karmic debt to pay. You're not getting it. You're learning. You're trying to learn something. You're getting these same obstacles, same challenges over and over again. So, you know, anything like that, it's past life stuff's even going to be triggered. So focus. Now, also, this could also be truth, because Mars is blunt. Mars in Aries is pretty blunt. Pluto wants the truth. It was my life motto: whatever can be destroyed by the truth should be. We'll put their name to the test, the immortals. And it did get put to the test, and I let it burn. Anything that was destroyed by the truth, I let it burn. I let Pluto just take out the trash for me and said, truth is my alignment. Don't you guys remember in like 2018 is when I became obsessed with saving the world and started the club? And then there's like a little, then like next year I started putting tarot videos up, and like it just, now we're here. That was my psychic foreshadowing of everything going on right now. I was obsessed with saving the world. You net dog. There he goes again. So this could even be a light bulb moment for you, a much needed, like, and I'll get there, but there could be something that is instantly clear to you. Really clear, that about yourself, about someone else, about a situation you're in, about a relationship that you're in, that you, it could even, I want you to focus on yourself though. I want you to focus on seeing through your own obsessions, your own emotional intense desires, your own internal illusions. Because you could see something and instantly put down the burden, instantly unload yourself, relieve yourself of something that you've been carrying. Sorry, I tried to do it today. Okay. So there's a little bit about Mars squaring Pluto. And I'm just going to give it to you guys. Capricorn has all the power. Okay? Just does. We just do. Capricorn rules self-mastery. That's why we have the tail of the fishy, because we start low. We start in the most depressing, deepest freaking waters. And we have to freaking climb with our little hooves up onto the beach and make our way, sure-footed move by sure-footed move. Have you seen those memes of the goat standing on the side of a freaking cliff holding on to like a little nugget of wall and traversing that okay, we get to the top of that mountain and it is not materialistic. Capricorn is meant to get to the top of the spiritual mountains. Spiritual exaltation is our destiny. A lot of Capricorns got it twisted. They got it backwards. They think, I'm supposed to make a lot of money. I'm supposed to achieve something. I'm supposed to be someone of importance in this material world. It's not it. It's not the right mountain. Spiritual mountain. Okay, so let's move on to the next yard on Friday, the 14th of August, 2020. The moon will be void, of course, from about 4:19 to 16:35 would be 4:35 p.m. And then the moon ingresses Cancer. Okay, so that's happening, and when the moon's void, of course, nothing's gonna move, right? It's not good for starting like something new or meeting someone. We want to just go back to something we've already done before, get some work done, whatever. But the yod of that day is now, it's the same with Jupiter and Neptune in 18 degrees and 20 degrees respectively of Capricorn retrograde. And this time they are both quincunxing Mercury in Leo at 20 degrees. So now the challenge comes. Can you rise to meet it? Can you speak your truth that is in alignment with the divine? Can you pay on this karmic debt and be compassionate? You're not going to want to be. No one's going to want to be with that Mars squaring Pluto energy. We're not going to want to be kind and generous like a Leo. We're going to want to be forceful and defensive and, I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is about fire signs. And nothing against fire signs. I have fire in my chart too. But it's like they want to convince you. And they can't. And I've walked away from so many conversations that were just going so south with Aries and Leos. It's not enough to just agree to disagree. They want to turn your mind. They want you to say, oh, I see the light, you're right. Just agree to disagree, And that's why the South Node is in Sag right now. We don't want people in the world to go to bats over, it's like, oh, what's that Ayn Rand quote? Oh, it's like the strength of a society isn't in their ability to agree, it's in their ability to disagree. So be careful there with that's the focal planet is Mercury in Leo. So that's going to be the positive expression where you can speak words of love and support and kindness. A happy Leo is such a delight. I love all of the Leos in my life because they just lift my dark little Capricorn soul right up there. They're just like, Leos just want everyone to have fun. I put myself in the presence of a Leo, a high vibrational Leo, and they just make sure I'm having fun. I got a little drink in my hand, I got a little snack, I got a little toy in my pocket. It's just like they just set me up. It's just, and they just genuinely want to see me smile. They just genuinely want to see every single person in the room smiling, engaging, having a great time. So that's what I want you to set your standard for. That's your evolutionary standard. And here's the thing. I'm a Capricorn, so I turn everything into dark humor. I turn everything into a joke. That's also my Venus in Sag. But you're going to see that in people where they're going to take those quincunxes from Jupiter. Oh God, Jupiter and Mercury. So it's going to be like Niagara Falls. It's going to be like a pressure, like a spray of words, a spray of conversation, a spray. Now you might need that because of the Mars squaring Pluto in Capricorn, that power struggle. there might need to be some resolution here from something that comes up on Thursday or Wednesday, where the yod is giving you that tension, but giving you the benefit of Neptune sextile Jupiter. So if you're talking to someone who's struggling, you're going to see it. It's going to be really obvious. And just try not to take it personally, because it's not about you. It's about them projecting something onto you, a karmic projection that, especially with the trying to convince thing, like, why do you care what I think? If I'm being nice to you, what do you care if I believe there are invisible unicorns running around the streets of South Chicago and I pray to Unicorn God every night? What does that matter? That's my Cancer rising. So dramatic. So there's your Friday. There's your Friday. Saturday. Freedom! Ah! Okay, so that's when Uranus stations, and actually this entire week is going to be very surprising and shocking, and there's going to be things coming up. Oh, I forgot. Oh, okay, I'll go back after this. So with Uranus stationing retrograde, it's like he's going to get in his, like Zeus with little lightning bolts. He's going to get in all the little surprises to liberate you. Okay? Because wherever Uranus is where we need to grow. And in the fixed sign and the 10th degree of Taurus, Uranus is breaking up some stubborn patterns, some stubborn karmic energy patterns, but it's ultimately to set you free. So whether that's happening in your career area, whatever breaks could happen, it's ultimately for your better good. You need some fresh energy. It's about freedom and sovereignty. So anyone this week, if you're not feeling free, if you are in a limiting situation, if you are in a relationship or a connection or a work, family, career situation, living situation, whatever situation where you are feeling restrained and held back, this is the week where you're gonna bust out like Superman. Okay, you're just gonna like, so at least there's helpful energy for that. Okay, that's one of the other good things about Mars squaring Pluto, is that you could actually cut off some connections, cut off some cords, cut off some karmic debts where you, oh, is that what it is? Where you've been like feeling, where it just hasn't been good, where it's just been more prohibitive, you know, where it's just been more of like a gate or more limiting. And and remember with the purpose that anger serves in our lives, Mars and Aries, okay? Anger is there for a reason, to tell us when someone else is infringing on our boundaries. That's an alert system internally. When someone's pushing on our boundaries, so that we can fight back, so that we can push back, so that we can say, no, I'm not going to stand for anyone treating me that way. So, if you're feeling triggered on Thursday, sorry, I spat. If you're feeling triggered on Thursday, ask yourself, try, because it might be so quick, but ask yourself, is someone infringing on my boundaries? Then the anger is justified if the answer is yes. But if the answer is no, you have the problem. It's your ego, it's your karmic projection. With Mars involved as well, it's very visceral. You're going to feel it like in your body. Like the anger, you could actually, this could be like a flash of fury. And it could be very self-destructive if you try to control a situation or control an outcome. Okay, and for those of you who are enjoying intimacy with another human being, Mars square Pluto, I mean, that could be like, but it could also be like really intense sex. It could be very, very It could even be like BDSM. It could be... So I feel like that's probably like the more actually positive way to channel that energy. If there's like tension, frustration building up, like in a romantic connection, I feel like working it out in the bedroom is probably a great way to work it out after you talk it through, because there's that energy has to be expressed. It has to come out. So think that over. That's for you. And where was I? Saturday again. Okay, so this is the third yawn of the week. This is still, so we have Neptune at 20 degrees, Pisces retrograde, sextiling Pluto at 23 degrees, Capricorn retrograde. And both of those are quincunxing the sun in 23 degrees Leo and Mercury at 20 degrees Leo. So it's like putting all of the little pieces from the week together, and it's all coming down on Saturday the 15th. The moon's going to be in Cancer. Uranus stations retrograde. This is the last chance for something new, like a breath of fresh air in your life. If you respond instead of reacting this week, this could be a major, like a platform, a springboard to some positive changes in your life. And if you are succumbing to these energies and you are just reacting, and you don't have impulse control and you have karmic stuff to work through, it's very self-sabotaging energy. And these changes are going to be very painful. And the surprises are going to be very painful. You're going to be triggered. Your ego is going to be triggered. So Monday, the yod points at the sun. Tuesday, the yod points at the sun. Friday, the yod points at Mercury. Saturday, the yod points at Mercury and the sun. And this time, instead of Neptune-Jupiter sextiling, it's Neptune-Pluto. So this is going to be harsh. This is going to be whatever can be destroyed by the truth shall be. Because Pluto doesn't let anyone off the hook. Scorpio doesn't let anyone off the hook. That's going against Scorpio nature. To betray your own truth, to betray yourself, So with Pluto sextiling Neptune, they're working extremely well together. That's very, very spiritual, transformative energy. It could even be spiritually transformative for some of you. And how that manifests through your identity, through the sun in Leo, through how you're communicating who you are and how you show up for your own life, is going to be shown to you on Saturday in some situation, in some circumstance, in some interaction with someone. You're going to see yourself. Okay? And on the sadder part of it, with Pluto sextiling Neptune, that could be disillusionment. That could be, I'm obsessed with an idea that is toxic. I can't see beyond my own rage. I can't see beyond my own obsessive, impulsive, controlling energy. I'm blind to that part of myself. It's that cognitive dissonance where that energy is flowing. And when that quincunx comes down to Leo, Sun and Mercury, that could be how that person expresses their toxic karmic baggage, is through defending their identity, through defending their ego structures, through forceful communication. So maybe it's a good week to keep a low profile. Okay. Yeah. The other two yods are going to be on September 21st, pointing at Venus in Leo, and September 24th, pointing at Venus in Leo. So I'll get to that. We'll get to that when we get to that. But that was just, I saw that. Okay. So let me move on here. Okay, so really this week is about being the change that you wish to see in the world, as that famous quote goes. And embodying the highest expression of yourself so that when the change flows through your life, you're able to have some sort of direction over it because you're directing your own energies, your own energy fields. So it's hard, I get it, I know. And so this Pluto energy this week, it could stir some impulsivity, compulsive behavior, obsessive behavior, jealous behavior, toxic stuff. So if you're seeing that in people around you, try to have compassion, really try to understand and put up a boundary with them. Unfollow that. It's that simple. You know, you don't want that in your feed. You don't want that in your energy field. Just unfollow. Just give them some space. Let them work it out. Don't be mad at them. Don't get into a fight with them. Don't get into any internet fights. Don't try to... That's also very South Node in Sagittarius. Internet fights. We're supposed to be North Node in Gemini, which is gathering information and listening to others and being curious and open-minded. You know, not making judgments right away. And so if we do see things on the world stage as far as war and plutonian stuff and nuclear things and power struggles on the world stage, I would try not to understand it because we're not going to understand what's happening right now till the end of the decade. So it's kind of like, why bother? Focus on your own environment, your own vibe tribe, your own energy field, because that's really all you can control. So for some of you, you know, Jupiter, I'm getting this Jupiter in Capricorn, that's also your politics. Like your personal politics could be triggered. Your personal politics could be changing and being tested, stress tested with these situations. And that could trigger people into very uncomfortable places. I mean, if you guys, I follow Karen's Going Wild on Instagram. Guys, it used to be funny, but now it's kind of sad because you just see that they're a broken record, that they're just like, they don't have any control over themselves. And that's sad. You know, it's not a happy place to not have that impulse control and self-control. So, and you see that, it's like, you see people self-sabotaging and you just shake your head like, oh, that's sad. You know, it really is. It's more sad than anything. So I have that compassion for myself when I had that difficulty, and I have that same compassion for others, and I hope that inspires you to have compassion for all the crazy things you're going to see this week. The crazy things that you're going to see celebrities do, people do in your life, and the way that these situations are playing out. Okay? I wish I could just give you a big hug right now. Virtual hug. Okay, let's keep going. So on Sunday the 16th, things gotta change, right? Things gotta change. On Sunday the 16th, the moon will be void of course from 4:58 p.m. until 10:38 p.m. and then the moon will ingress Leo. And Sunday and Monday are really gearing you up for that new moon in Leo. Thank God. Just hang on, guys. One more week. It's going to be such a better lunation than this full moon in Aquarius, okay? So on Sunday, we have Mars trining the Sun. Sun trine Mars at 24 degrees Leo and Aries. So whatever Mars is freaking out about on Thursday the 13th, you know, something's got to blow up. Something has to change. You need the breath of fresh air to set you up for something better, something new. And on Sunday, there's going to be a given. There's going to be a gift. The trine is like you just get it. In the natal chart, when you have a trine, I have my Mars trine Venus, and it's like it's like a natural coordination versus like a misfire or a misstep. So with this fiery energy, with the sun trining Mars, there's going to be something that just given to you, something that just falls in your lap, something that just comes together. And it looks really good. It looks like, so you could take action, you can make some headway here. So if you use the energy of the last week to make positive changes, to respond instead of react, and if you're dealing with individuals that are also wanting what's best for the situation, wanting what's best for both of you, then you guys can make some much needed positive changes. Or in your life, you just doing that in your life, changing your career, or how you go about your career, or what you do every day, or your intimate partnerships, or something with your creative projects, an adjustment with a creative project. Don't be afraid of making adjustments. Don't be afraid of doing anything different. Don't be afraid of the future. Don't be afraid of change. Fixed signs can be very, very hesitant to change. And I get that. I understand it. But don't. I know, easier said than done. So on Monday, the 17th of August, Mercury joins the party, the trine party. Mercury conjuncts the Sun at 24 degrees Leo, and together they trine Mars at that 24 degrees Aries. So now you're ready. You're gearing up. You're getting ready to speak to a new environment, speak to a new relationship, speak to a new way of interacting, a new way of relating in an established relationship or connection. And like I said, it's gearing you up. The moon's going to be in Leo all day Monday. It's gearing you up for the new moon on Tuesday, August 18th. And I will do the live stream. I don't know when, but I will. And that's going to be great. I'm excited for it. I mean, that's a little dramatic, but I am a Cancer rising. So it's going to be good. It's going to be really good. All you have to focus on, I'm telling you all of this so that you know what to expect from other people. And if you're being triggered, ask if someone's betraying a boundary, okay? To see if your anger is justified. If your anger is justified, then you put up the boundary. You stop talking. You unfollow. You distance yourself. You gray rock them. If they're a narcissist or something, you're like, I mean, that's a little extreme, but like whatever it is, whoever is acting and behaving compulsively, impulsively, and you'll see that. Like, watch that Instagram, Karen's Going Wild. Like, you see that they're gone. Like, that the energy that they're channeling is like, I think everyone's seen that clip of that woman like heave-hoing into the bar, the door, like it, like, what? Like they obviously need help. They obviously need to be like moved or put over in like they need help. They just need help. So when you see that in people, when you see that compulsivity, that person is working in this yod energy, and this yod energy doesn't understand itself. It will continue to set in motion the very obstacles that are frustrating itself. And it'll be through misunderstandings, it'll be through aggressive responses, it'll be through whatever the expression of the focal point planet is. And in this case, it's the sun. It's their identity, it's their ego, it's their pride, it's their Mercury, it's their thought processes, it's their own intellect. Someone's intelligence could feel threatened or something. You might say something, and so be careful with your own words, because like I said, on Monday, you could have like your own verbal faux pas, where you like, I don't know, tell a secret about yourself and you didn't mean to say, or you reveal something that you didn't mean to reveal, or even say someone else's secret that you didn't mean to reveal to a certain person. Just be really, really careful, and just be self-responsible. Remember, don't ever lose sight of Saturn, because Saturn sets the agenda, and the agenda is self-mastery. Capricorn, think of that goat. Think of the goat with the fishy tail and those little hooves. Okay, so just embody the highest expression there, because that Pluto in Capricorn is going to win. So whoever is mature, whoever is self-possessed, whoever is diplomatic and graceful, Capricorn in politics is like a thing, okay? So embody the highest expression and pretend you are the ambassador of Earth, And everyone that you're dealing with is a separate little something, and you've got to just represent, and you want to make, a good impression. You want to say, you know what I'm saying? Whatever you have to tell yourself. And I want you to be the Pluto in Capricorn, because that's what's going to win. That's what has the power. I told you, and I'm still going to keep saying it. Anyone trying to initiate conflict, Mars and Aries, is going to lose. It's going to lose bad, hard. I mean, like, not just lose, but like crash and burn. You could self-destruct some area of your life. You could really take yourself out, shoot yourself in the foot. And we're going to see that too. We're going to really see that too. You're going to see that a lot of people pushing their beliefs and pushing their ideas and pushing and initiating conflict, and they're going to lose. You about to lose on a job. Get this dance. I had that song. I think we all have that song stuck in our head at some point. You about to lose your job. Get this dance. Whatever. That's what it's going to be. Pluto is going to say, Pluto in Capricorn is going to look at Mars and Aries and say, you about to lose your job. And you're going to prove them right. Don't be Mars and Aries. You're going to prove the authority. You're going to prove Pluto and Capricorn right. You're going to show them, if you act impetuously, impulsively, defensively, like a petulant child, you're going to prove Pluto and Capricorn right. See, I told you Mars and Aries wasn't ready. I told you they're not a real leader. I told you they can't bring people together. I told you they can't be nice. I told you they can't play well with others. And Pluto is gonna. Until the first week of January. That's what Capricorn is going to be. Capricorn is going to be that force in your life that says you are either channeling the wrong Capricorn energy, where you're focusing on the material, you're focusing on control, you're focusing on an imbalance of power and unfairly controlling other people, or you're embodying the highest Capricorn expression, which is real responsibility, real self-mastery, and wielding power judiciously. So can you wield the power you have in the Capricorn area of your life judiciously? If you're Capricorn rising, it's your whole life, everything in your life. If you're Capricorn moon, are you taking care of your emotional well-being and your emotional power judiciously, or are you just tweaking out and picking people to karmically project your power issues upon and go and get in power struggles with them? You're going to be honest with yourself. That answer might come on Thursday. Okay? So Thursday is going to show you something about someone else, a situation you're in, a relationship you're in, or yourself, or all of the above. Now it's in my head. You're about to lose your job. You're about to lose your job. So don't lose your job. Don't go lose your job. Nothing is worth a fight. Don't fight. Just don't fight. Don't get into conflict. Don't let yourself get baited into conflict either. Someone could be like trying to stir the pot with you, trying to goad you, trying to manipulate you. Don't let anyone divorce you from yourself. Don't let anyone bait you and manipulate you into a petty conflict. You can play that game alone. You can find someone else to play that game with. Because those of us that have been here for the whole year, who have been doing a lot of work, you guys, we talk. You guys message me, we comment, we talk. We've been in abusive relationships. I'm not going to put up with anyone shouting at me, telling me I'm stupid, putting me down, making fun of me, being a bully to me. I'm not going to let my family bully me. I'm not going to let friends bully me. They're not a friend. They're not family. I choose my relationships. I choose my family. I choose my friendships. I choose my romantic connections. I wield my power responsibly now. A lot of you guys do too. So this is a chance for you to put all of this spiritual work that we've been doing over this past year and set it up on its feet and walk it around. Okay? Okay. I told you this was going to be a long one. So let's go ahead and move into your tarot report. My lovelies. My lovely little loves. Let's see what the tarot has to say. Ooh. All right, we will. I know it's going to be a long video, but let's make it a little bit longer. Oh, she doesn't want me. They don't like that. Ooh, that's interesting. These cards don't like the knocking. Ooh. Cool. Oh, psychic ability. That could also be part of your experience this week with Pluto and Neptune. Like if you're using those yod vibrations very high vibrationally, there could be a breakthrough there, and there could be, actually with the yod formation pointing at the sun, there could be for some of you some sort of honors if you pass the test. Royalty. Personally, the only royalty that I recognize is nobility of the spirit. Royal family. And every single Leo I meet, it's nobility of the spirit. It's inner. It's what's inside, and it shows very clearly on the outside. That's very King and Queen of Pentacles, or like the Six of Pentacles. Okay, so let's get someone. Let's get you. How are you showing up? Oh no. You're reluctant to share your gifts with the world. The oyster. You or someone. Someone's showing up as very, very insecure or defensive. Oh, someone, hold on. Someone actually wants a relationship to move a lot faster than it is, and you're going to have a rough Mars square Pluto because you might do something that puts pressure on the other person to move it or move this relationship faster than they are comfortable with, and it's going to blow up in your face. That was for someone. That might be just for one person, but that just came through. Okay, what's the other person's energy coming through as? Ooh, that's too many cards. That was weird though. So the other person's a little bit neurotic, huh? Or thinking a lot. Again! I have to take it. It's the exact same glob that I tried to put back. Okay. And the zebra is on the very bottom, and that is having like a very unique, beautiful gift to share. So, dang, this is going to be such a long video. Feel free to pause me and come back because this is going to, or play me when you're cleaning or something. So, I feel like my Cancer rising is just going to chit-chat with you until I actually find what I'm looking for, and I'm just very frustratedly not finding it. That's my only critique of these cards, is that the book is not organized easily so that I can easily get to what I'm getting for. And I have to do this. Oh, thank you. She's wanting me to remind you about being patient. She wants me to remind you to be patient because Mars squaring Pluto this week could also just be that there's something that is happening that is very positive for you, that you are very excited about, but that it is not happening as quick, and now I found it, but it's not happening as quickly as you want it to happen. So, so it's like this, like that. So that's for some of you. For some of you, it's a relationship, that a relationship is not either progressing fast enough, or it's a great relationship and there's something that's not quite happening with it, or your partner could not be like right in the immediate They may not be totally on board with something, or they could be frustrating you in some way, shape, or form. And, it doesn't mean that you want to sever that connection unless you do, but it just means that the relationship issue, whatever is coming up between both of you, will take some time. Okay, the beaver, hard worker, loyal, tireless, family first. The beaver personality is a welcomed sight. These good-natured and dependable creatures have infinite love and enthusiasm for family and express it by way of the earth element, providing a home, financial stability. Although a beaver doesn't usually initiate a project, once started, they'll work steadily for weeks, months, or years to see it through. The beaver card appears when the task at hand requires your long-term, steady effort. It can also signify that it's time for some karma yoga, selfless service. When you're in balance, you are happy, meaningful work. When you are out of balance, you can feel useless, worn out. To bring yourself back into balance, you want to engage in physical labor and selfless service. The vulture, guardian and purifier, essential for rebalance. The vulture is perhaps the most misunderstood creature of all. This intriguing bird balances our ecosystem and prevents the spread of disease. It does the dirty work that no one else wants to do and cleans up our messes. The vulture appears when there's a situation that needs to be purified or brought back into balance. Remember, the vulture is greatly undervalued. Hold on. Okay. Oh, I think this is someone that you love very, very much, that you are watching them. I feel you're watching someone with self-destructive behavior, but you really love them. Okay, that just came through. What you thought was a mistake or tragedy is a blessing in disguise. When you're in balance, clarifies, reveals wisdom. When you're out of balance, dramatic and aggressive. Okay, so someone is tending towards the dramatic, very, very aggressive, very defensive, very, egotistical, whatever it is. To bring back into balance, clean your space. They say clean your space and sage, but it's meditation. It's, you know what it is. Okay. So that's the vulture, and then I will get to the cheetah. I'll do the cheetah next. And there's two more. There's a cheetah, and then there's one more. Solar force, action, achievement, masculine energy. The cheetah is the epitome of the solar forces at work. The sun doesn't shine onto the cheetah. It shines from inside this great creature and expands outward to brighten the universe. The energy within a cheetah personality is palpable to others, and they naturally attract an audience to bear witness to their remarkable achievements. Purpose and passion are the best fuel for a cheetah's forward momentum. So if you're lacking in those areas, reconnect to the why before you start running. When you're in balance, you can achieve anything and you have boundless energy. When you're out of balance, you are impatient and competitive. I'm just thinking about this week, like, oh my God. There's no real competition except within yourself. Okay? To bring yourself back into balance, reconnect to purpose. Oh, there's another thing that I tell my querents with competitive energy or like jealous energy or like just gnarly energy is to engage in healthy competition. Like play basketball, play sports. So Oyster, that's for you. You're connecting to someone that you love very dearly, but who may be sort of acting out against you. And this could be family, friends, romantic partner. It really blew my mind when I really saw and got that an ex of mine was actually competitive with me. I thought it was just the most bizarre. I had real cognitive dissonance, but it did not connect. It did not connect. Like we're just so different in different lanes, different individuals. It just didn't occur to me for so long that antagonism, that's what it was. So that's for someone for sure. Someone could be in a romantic connection that they're like competing with you or something. I mean, then what's the point? What's the purpose? Like your home, your family, your romantic connections, that's where you go to rejuvenate and to get inspiration and to get encouragement. The competition BS is for the outside world. It's for the outside, not where you want to be vulnerable in your home or in a connection with another human being. You know, it's weird. What was I looking for? The owl. Okay. Here we go, the owl. Abundance, clairvoyant, treasure. The owl is a mysterious and otherworldly creature found in folklore from east to west. The white owl in this particular deck is the companion of the goddess, I'm going to say this wrong, Lakshmi, and represents wealth, beauty, and good fortune. When the owl card appears, it's an omen that a boon or treasure is on the way, either in spiritual or material form. With owl wisdom on your side, you'll see and know exactly what to do with this boon, how it can further service your dharma and bring abundance to the world. Trust that the wellspring of treasure is infinite. When you're in balance, you are generous, you're trusting, you're secure. When you're out of balance, you fight about money and you have the scarcity mindset. To bring yourself back into balance, an offering. And I'm hearing laughing. I'm hearing like the mocking laughing. Like you can say something and they go, ha ha ha, you know, like a mocking laughing at that. So this could be, you could be dealing with someone who is very bright and has a lot of potential, and they could be very creative or ambitious, very hard worker, but in order for them to really receive, I mean, honestly and truly authentically receive and move forward in this situation, there's this purification that has to take place. You know, I feel like there's something that they're hyper focused on with this cheetah energy, the person you're connecting to. And I feel like you're the oyster and this other person has these 4 animals running through them. Hold on. These 4 animals running through them. And I'm feeling Taurus, I'm feeling Leo, I'm feeling Scorpio, and I'm feeling, let me feel this out with the owl. I'm actually not feeling any particular sign with the owl. But it's like, okay, so so you might be with the 4 animals, you might be the oyster, but the oyster is holding back. The oyster is holding their pearl. Oh, I didn't even read you the oyster. The oyster is holding its pearl, so you're holding back. You're holding something back because you're looking at this other person and they have a lot going on. They're going through something. They could even be in the process of some kind of spiritual transformation. And so you're just sort of like holding space for them. The oyster, patient, secret keeper, hiding inner treasures. I can't remember if I read this or not. I'll just read it again and I'll just edit this in post. Anything an oyster personality puts their mind to, they can achieve it with grace and charm. The only problem is, oyster types often take their inner gifts for granted. They become shy or doubtful, and this can lead to withdrawing or protecting their deepest desires and life's work. When the oyster card appears, it's important to reveal your inner treasures. What is it you've been hesitant to share? The world is waiting to see. When you're in balance, you feel blessed, generous, masterful. When you're out of balance, you are reluctant and griping and you clam up. To bring yourself back into balance, you want to share something. So I just really feel like you're holding back. And I feel like you're observing someone you love going through a purification process and maybe even deleting parts of themselves that I feel like you forgive because you know that they're trying or that they have a good heart at the end of the day or something. That's one line of energy that I'm getting. I am getting another line of energy. Give me a second while I shuffle these. Whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa. The other line of energy, this is someone, this is a very powerful person. So that's, okay, so we'll say like scenario 1. That was scenario 1. Scenario 2, for some of you, this is someone that is really, really powerful and very, very wise. I'm getting heavy wisdom here. It's like they can do this at will. They can manifest a boon. They can manifest the purification. It's like when I talk about the death card in tarot, where you tell them where to go. You tell them, take out the trash. And you point out in your life, take out this trash. And then the angel of death is like, okay, cool. That skeleton in armor knocks at your door. He's going to take something from you. He's going to burn it to the ground. So if you don't direct him, he'll just make up his own mind. So that's kind of what I feel with this person. This is a very powerful person. It's this owl. It's this owl person. Really, really wise and perceptive and psychic and like intuitive and really like super zeroing in on some sort of spiritual, or I'm not really getting material. I'm getting that there's just like some, I mean, maybe they are building something, but I feel like this person works primarily in the 5D or in another dimension or something. But on Earth, in the material form, they're extremely focused. Like they're focused and ambitious, but like they keep their nose to the grindstone and they just take it like one step at a time. And that they're dealing with you, or if that's you, you're dealing with this oyster of someone who is not ready yet. So let's see what is between these two. It's between the oyster and these 4. I picked it up in reverse. I didn't mean to. I'm going to set it right side up now, but we're going to keep this one card in reverse because that's how it wanted to come out. The Page of Swords in reverse. So this is speaking to having to have a talk, because the Page of Swords upright is about the test of integrity, of gathering information, and what do I do with this information? It's still when you're thinking about it, it's still like you know something and you don't know if you should say it. You don't know if you should. This is like if your company is asking you to do something that you know is betraying a privacy policy to, or betraying the customer in some way. Like, what's the integrity side? Like, what do you do? In reverse, what I feel like is like it's coming to light. There's something coming to the fore between these two energies. So whether you're scenario number 1 or scenario number 2, something this week is coming to the surface. So I feel like in scenario number 1, it's going to be the oyster that has something to say, and this other person could have a bad reaction. So I'm just warning you, if you are the oyster and you're holding back from a very powerful figure, or like just a strong energy, a strong-willed person in your life, or someone that's just, you know, very hard worker, very ambitious, or just they're not quite there yet and they need to, and you can see that and you have a lot of compassion for it. This could be a week where you are going to need to stand up for yourself, or you need to say something, or you need to, you pass the test of integrity, but it's because you speak it, and that might freak them out. Like if it's Monday, you totally catch them off guard. If it's Thursday, they're going to intuit that as a power struggle. If it's scenario number 2, let me feel this out. If it's scenario number 2, there's something going on with the oyster person that that they're coughing up, that they actually are admitting to the more powerful, creative person, or the more wise person, or the more spiritual person, or whatever you want to call it. It's either wisdom, it's spirituality, or it's creativity, or a blend of all of that, or like really high intuition. Okay. And maybe even psychic. So some of you guys are psychic, or little baby psychics out there. So it could definitely be you. Okay. All right. How does the oyster feel towards this chimera of willpower. What is it? It wants to come out. Ouch. If you're the first scenario and you are holding a lot of compassion and space for someone that you love that is their own worst enemy, is what she's saying. It's getting to be a burden, holding something in, holding something inside, and not speaking your truth, and not, you look at them like, this is heavy to carry, this relationship. When I am holding it together, I'm holding myself together, and you're all over the place, or you're hyper focused, or you're impulsive, or you're resisting, some purification process. Okay, and if you are the second scenario, she's telling me if you're the second scenario, there's a secret that you're keeping from this person, and it's getting to be too much. You gotta speak the secret for your own sake, and you too. Star on the bottom. How does the chimera of willpower feel towards the oyster? Okay, let me do scenario number 2 first. So scenario number 2, where this chimera is a very highly evolved chimera, and they are, like I said, they take the destructive energy and the destructive forces of life, and they know how to channel it and direct it to their betterment, to their advantage. They keep a cool, calm head at all times. They're very they maintain their own vibration or something. And in the physical, they're just they just work really hard. They keep their eye on the prize. It's nothing really gets in their way. They play the long game. So in scenario number 2, that chimera looks at this little oyster as, I know you've got the pearl. I know you're not ready to open it up yet. But when you are ready to open up, I will still be here, and I will be ready to go. You just say the word. When you're ready to drop the burden of a secret that you have to tell me, and they might even know the secret. Oh, I'm really telling someone secrets right now too. This person knows the secret, because I did pick up that either intuitive or psychic or baby psychic something, and it's with this. It's this person knows already. The chimera already knows, and they're just waiting. They're just waiting because they're going to be able to take their chariot. See, the 2 sphinxes right here, they will ask that charioteer a riddle about themselves. And if they don't know the answer, or if they give the wrong answer, these guys will go in separate directions, and you won't be able to drive. You won't be able to steer that chariot, because they're either going to go in separate directions, or you're going to drive it into a ditch and totally blow up and self-destruct. So scenario number 2, if you're the oyster and you have a secret, your chimera already knows it, and they're just waiting for you to open up and be ready to talk about it and move forward. The chimera wants to just move forward. So the oyster, again, is just sort of making, it's their own inner neuroses. I'm getting definitely Virgo energy with this. Virgo and Hermit energy with this. So that's scenario number 1. That's scenario number 2. Scenario number 1. This person wants to run roughshod over you. And the more you don't speak up, the more that you don't say what you gotta say, your test of integrity, the more they will believe that you guys are on the right track and that you guys think the same thing, and they will just continue running roughshod over you, and they might not even know that you have some kind of disagreement. They might not even know that you think something different. They might not even be aware of that. Sorry, I'm so sorry. Sorry, it was touching me ever so slightly. They might not even know you feel this way. They might not even know that you have something to say, or that you disagree or something. They're just trying to go. And I feel like you know that if you let them keep going under these false pretenses or something, that they're going to drive their chariot into a ditch. So this is the week where I feel like you are going to be put in a situation where you're going to have to stop them from going too far with something. And okay. So what happens next after this conversation? And that could be Monday, that could be Thursday. This could be resonating for you in a shorter time span or a longer time span. Remember, time isn't real. What's next after the conversation, after this talk? Ooh. So it's going to be it's going to be a difficult conversation. It's going to be, give me a second. It's going to be sort of, hold on, let me put these guys back. I'm going to take what came out and put these guys back, but it is going to advance you guys to the next thing. And we do have this nice energy of Strength, Knight of Cups, and the Queen of Swords. So it's like you have to crack the door open to talk about this topic or talk about this thing. And then after that door opens, now it's time to really overcome any lower animalistic natures, any low vibrational impulses. And for both of you in this connection, it's going to be difficult. So it's not like there's a good guy and a bad guy. No, it's not like that. It's going to be, now this is someone that you love, that you do have a great connection with. I really do feel that. And I'm getting that with the Strength card, with the Leo card, because this is also about telepathy. This is where you can look into each other's eyes and not say anything, and understanding passes between you. So you have a connection with this person, and it's a great connection, and you guys have to have a talk about something. And once you do, once that topic comes up, really look at the other person in their eye. Look them in, that's why I love Scorpios. Look them in the eye, say what you mean what you say, look someone in the eye when you're saying it, and be honest and speak from the heart. Really look in their eyes and connect with their soul, okay? And that's how you're going to tame that lion. Because Leos just want to be appreciated. Lions, look at the mane. I'm getting my example of the big, when I was talking about Leos, about the big fluffy dog that like thinks that he's a little puppy and he just like jumps in your lap. Like, look at him. He's not gonna rip her body apart. He just wants to snuggle and just be petted and appreciated. And it's like, this is representative of whoever in the connection has that difficulty within themselves of appreciating themselves, like truly, or any kind of whatever it is, if it's ego, if it's self-sabotage, whatever it is, overcoming that and really pulling out all of the stops in order to, I am hearing save the relationship, so be careful. There could be like just something that you guys have to work through. And I am seeing a nice balance. I'm actually getting like that Leo Aquarius connection here with this Queen of Swords. So you will want to, this actually looks pretty perfect because it's like a perfect balance of good feeling and emotion, and it's a step up from the Page of Cups, which there could be an apology that's needed here. And in fact, in scenario number 2, there is. In scenario number 2, this oyster has this burden of either something to admit or something to apologize for. And it's like being the stand-up person, being the stand-up oyster, and really passing that test of integrity and having that conversation. And it's like, I really do feel like it'll go very well because it'll be honest and upfront, and it'll be full of love and compassion and sharing. But at the same time, everyone's going to have to work hard to be their highest expression, because whatever they're admitting to, whatever the secret is, it's heavy. So it's going to be something that this Chimera is not really going to, it's like I know that we're going to move forward, but we got to get through this first, you know? Did I do scenario number 1? No. Scenario number 1, where this person's going to self-destruct. Oof. They're going to try. That's what I'm hearing. They're going to try. So if you're in scenario number 1 and you're the oyster and you're kind of afraid to broach a topic with your Chimera, do you like how I'm just calling them the Chimera because there's like 4 animals? If you're trying to talk to your Chimera, they do want to be the best and have the best connection with you. So they might appear like they're going to self-destruct and that they're, you know, and there might be like a contentious thing between you two, but ultimately they are going to work on it. They are going to show up in the connection and try to resolve this. So, and let's get the final result. What's the end result here? Okay. Five of Cups, Hermit, Virgo energy, and Temperance. And I was getting Virgo energy with the oyster for that second scenario. So this is giving us some information about something that did take place between you two. So the good news is that in the end result, whatever you regret, whatever was a shame, whatever was lost, whatever didn't go well, whatever misunderstanding there was, or rejection, or whatever it was, whatever you have a regret about, you get the enlightenment from it. You get the lesson learned, the enlightenment and the soul progression, and you get the chemistry between you two, and you get the balance between you two, and you get the sort of like the divinity between you two. And you take this as a lesson that this connection and this situation has shown you, and you integrate it into your being, and you're able to draw wisdom and strength from it, and ultimately you get to move forward together, balanced. There's a lot of chemistry between you two. It's very complementary because, you know, you don't see it, but there's a pearl in here. There's a beautiful, beautiful pearl. And it's interesting because we have like that pearl formation, and then we have like this burden and stress and this tension building up to something. So that's how you can look at it. It's like, you know, this is just building a pearl. It's making a diamond. It's, you know, the odds, all of that pressure, you can choose to create something really beautiful out of it and embody the highest expression of whatever that focal planet is. Or you can self-implode and you can totally self-destruct and blow yourself up. And you're going to see that. You're going to see that on the world stage. You're going to see that Karen's going wild. You're going to see that. You're going to see it. So I'd rather you observe. I'd rather you just observe and float high above all of the terrestrial happenings. Okay? Okay, I'm not going to clarify. We're just going to go ahead and get Oracle for you guys to round off our tarot report. In both cases, in both scenarios, you guys want to work it out. And there's peace and you know, real balance. And you get to enjoy the chemistry because Temperance is also chemistry. It's balance, but it's chemistry. So you have chemistry with this person and enjoy that. So, but it's all stemming from someone speaking up. Oyster. Okay, if this is a love if this is a love connection, a romantic, that's too many cards. I'm not taking all those cards. If this is a romantic connection, what is it? What is the advice? This came in reverse. There's heart-to-heart conversations. On the bottom of the deck, honestly discuss your feelings with each other. And then there is, in reverse, retreat. It's time to disconnect from the world. So it's very clear that this is the week. Why this week? It's such a volatile week. But it might be that someone takes things with a high volatility, but it's like it just might happen on its own. Like it might not even be the oyster or the chimera or anyone that initiates the conversation. It might just be the situation of life, that something comes up that prompts you, that forces you to have the conversation, heart-to-heart conversations, and retreat in reverse. So you are definitely needing to have a conversation and talk about it this week. And when you pull it up to the surface, you can resolve it by Sunday, because then you get yourself set up for a new beginning, that new moon in Leo, warm, fuzzy, just think high vibrational Leo, really, really affectionate. Okay, let's get a divine feather for you guys. I'm also getting that this could actually, none of this can happen for some of you. For some of you with the oyster energy, the Mars square Pluto, you might actually just walk away from the whole situation. And that's not for everyone, but it's like the buildup of tension and pressure. If you're not getting a positive response from your Chimera, if you feel like they're impenetrable, if you feel like they're too ambitious and they're blind, if you feel like they can't see your point, that it's not going to be a fruitful conversation, you might just actually cut the cord. You might just leave them alone. You might just try to move on. You might just, Okay, divine feather, you have the chickadee. The time is right to release old patterns and energies. You are ready to embrace change. And we have Uranus stationing direct on Saturday. This is the time for change, everybody. Positive change, happy change, change to be excited about. And we have the Robin. New growth and potential is on the horizon. Reach out and embrace it. So it's right there. It's right there. It's right there. You can reach out and embrace it. Okay, let's get Nataleenian oracles. Okay. What advice do we have for these individuals in this connection? Oh my God. Okay. We have go with your own flow. The little sea turtle. Listen to your body. When you have energy, get as much done as possible. When you don't, rest and nurture yourself until it returns. Mars square Pluto, that could be like the fury, that explosion, and then you're tired. Thursday's going to be a day I can feel it. So go with your own flow. Go with your own flow. When you have the energy, get as much done as you can. When you don't have the energy, rest. So don't push yourself. This is going to build up already. So you're going to have like psychic burden. You're going to have, if you're the oyster, there's something there, okay? And then on the bottom of the deck, we have requeening the hive. And it's exactly what it says. It's exactly what it looks like. That there's a new, you know what happens? They actually take out the queen bee. They take her out and they literally put a new queen in the hive. This was channeled to me in June of 2019. That was only last year. Yeah, it was channeled to me in June 2019. I remember when I was getting the channeling because I was driving in Chicago, and she was showing me honeycombs. She was showing me the Arteagan, and she was showing me honeycombs and all this stuff. And so for that reading, for requeening the hive, I believe, that's the history. That's the fun little story of this. This deck is, I created this deck on all of my channelings over the past year on this YouTube channel. And even beneath that, we have codependency. Purge and alchemize pain into wisdom before moving forward. So for some of you, there could even be a little bit of a hint of a codependency happening, where oyster doesn't feel like they can really have an honest conversation and talk about how they really feel with the Chimera in scenario number 1. And so it's about kind of the breath of fresh air with Uranus and like a new, better way of relating and interacting with your Chimera. And in scenario number 2, scenario number 2, there's something interesting there with the requeening the hive. This could be a little bit of, this could be the new queen, the Chimera of willpower that I'm now calling this little glob of cards. This could be the new queen. And oyster with the pearl inside has something to do with the requeening part or something. That's interesting. If I were just going to be here for hours and hours, we'd go into it, but I'm not. So let's just lastly but not leastly get your moonology. Oh my goodness. Ooh, a new romantic cycle begins. So this is for some of you. So for some of you, this was a romantic beginning that got off on the wrong foot. A new romantic cycle begins. New moon in Libra energy. There could have been a misunderstanding. There could have been like a misperception. There's the test of integrity here. And listen, if someone fails the test of integrity this week, you'll never hear from them. None of this will happen if they don't speak up, okay? And then at the bottom of the deck, conclusions are within reach. So it's available there to you. You have all this yod energy, so it's going to be very tense. And then even beneath that, expect powerful change. I'm going to take it. New moon eclipse energy. Because this is a week of expecting powerful change. That concludes the tarot report. And I don't know what other, I already forgot all the other reports, but this is a great place to wrap this up, you guys. It's going to be a very dynamic week full of a lot of very intense, life-changing energy. And so I want to empower you with the highest photons of light, the best, the highest evolutionary standard of self-mastery of the humanness. Take a cue from this book, from the Strength card. Because once you conquer your lower nature, once you conquer that human stuff, you really are free. And this week it's about sovereignty. That's what Uranus is going to give you a few little jolts and boomerangs, and Mars is squaring Pluto, which is going to blow everything up. So, things do need to come down. So let the truth do its job. Let truth purify your life this week. I only care about you. I want you to honor your own spirit and embody the highest expression of your soul here on earth in this human incarnation. So thank you guys so much for sharing your beautiful energy with me. Thank you for being here. I love channeling your energy and helping and being any part of your path and process and journey. A special thank you to all of my patrons out there for making these videos possible. Thank you to all of the patrons. That's our own little separate special community. I'm so connected with my patrons. It's so funny. Last week I channeled, I did a weekly, and I was getting so much ice cream. I'm like, why am I getting so much ice cream out? And so I was detailing it, and it was one of my patrons. She just made homemade ice cream and like put it in the freezer or something. It was really cool. Little things like that happen over there on Patreon. So if you're feeling that we are connecting and that I channel your energy a lot, I do weeklies over there, monthlies, and there's a bunch of cool stuff over there. So check it out. Feel free to hop in, hop off, toggle up tiers, toggle down tiers. I am here as a resource for you. And all of this is for you guys. All of this, and even like the money of the patrons and money from Patreon and from my Aquarius readings. My books are closed. I'm not taking any more new readings. That's all God's money, I consider. And that's why I don't really spend that on myself. It all goes into doing these videos, which I I do all this myself. I run the website, I do these videos, I do the editing, the processing, I do the psychic work, I do all of it. So it really is my service to you guys. It really is what I have to offer, these weird spiritual talents that I have to give to you guys. And if you are a psychic, tarot reader, or astrologer watching, feel free to take anything that you can use out of this reading and all of my channel and use it for yourself. Use it to share with your people, your tribes. This is meant to spread information and spread positivity. So if I was able to help you see something a new way, or give you some information that you can share on your platforms, that makes me really happy. So go ahead and feel free to share this spiritual board meeting with anyone else that you feel like would like it and would like to hear me talk about it. So thank you guys. I love you. And until next week, my loves, my beloveds. Oh, I'm also on Instagram. Follow me so I can follow you on Instagram, WatchNatalee. And until next week, my loves, my beloveds, many beautiful blessings upon all of your beautiful heads. Mwah, darlings.